good, everybody? My Paper Moon fam. It's your boy, PaperSin, aka the Hokage of the village. Hitting in that loud, you feel me? And when it comes to YouTube advertising, there's a lot of things people don't like about it, and there's a lot of things people do like about it. If you are a monetized YouTube channel, you appreciate YouTube's advertising because you get paid off the ad revenue. And if you are a viewer of YouTube, then you kind of probably get annoyed with some of the with how many ads YouTube plays. But today we're going to be watching a video today. You know what I'm saying? We got a reaction video, and it is by Upper Echelon. It says the disaster of YouTube advertising. So we're gonna check this video out and see what's good, see what's great, see what's going on. No hate. Don't forget, as always, all the links will be in the description below. Let's get to it.
This video is brought to you by Surfshark. Stick around to hear more about the special holiday offer they are providing to the entire Upper Echelon community. All right, today I want to examine the recent push by YouTube in cracking down on ad blocker extension software because the topic's not going anywhere. They will continue to do this aggressively. And the reality of YouTube advertising itself is already a dumpster fire, making me skeptical of not only why they might be taking these drastic steps right now, but also the ultimate outcome of those efforts. Basically, YouTube advertising is a disaster, easy to prove with the proper data, and yet they focus aggressively now on fighting against ad block to the detriment of both themselves and the wider audience. Let's begin with this. Recently, causing a pretty sizable example of the Streisand effect to take place, but more on that later, YouTube began serving this warning to people who used ad block on the website. Actually, this isn't even the first time. Prior to this particular version from around October of 2023, they were serving this one right here, I think,
ad blockers are not allowed on YouTube,
to a different set of users. YouTube considers these to be small form tests of their eventual attempt to fully mitigate the effect of ad blockers. So yeah, it's not a one-off policy that is already implemented. It's a series of tests that are taking place before they actually commit fully. Anyway, the second test specifically claims that using ad blocking software is against YouTube terms of service, which created a flurry of media headlines, creative responses, and public backlash. Now, the YouTube terms of service does not specifically mention ad blockers, at least not that I could find, but it does say, quote, "You are not allowed to circumvent, disable, fraudulently engage with, or otherwise interfere with any part of the service or attempt to do any of these things, including security-related features or features that A, prevent or restrict the copying of other use of content, or B, limit the use of the service or content," end quote. That basically means that if they want to say that ad blockers violate the terms of service, they probably can do that because that would fall under the category of disabling platform features. Regardless, I know that's boring. The point here isn't to argue that they don't have the right to try and do this. The point is to explain why it's completely idiotic. To do that, I need to explain a bit of a roundabout example. See, YouTube has no reservations whatsoever about blocking entire industries from their AdSense program. Evidenced here in a policy from 2018, which was later updated in 2019. Quote, "Since restricting ads for third-party technical support providers last year, we've been testing a verification program for legitimate providers. Unfortunately, our testing shows that the potential for ads that lead to abusive or misleading offline experiences in this category is still too high. As a result, we have decided to continue to block ads for third-party tech support providers until we are more confident we have a solution that will better protect our users from harm." End quote. Okay, protect users from harm. That's the goal. So they block the entire third-party tech support field from advertising on the platform, period. Pretty straightforward.
So they block the entire third-party industry of advertising, or the entire third-party industry to protect users from harm.
Setting aside the free tech support field from advertising on the platform, period. Pretty straightforward. Setting aside the fact that no, it's not, and this policy negatively impacted legitimate businesses like Rossmann Repair, for example. No, it's not, and this policy negatively...
Louis Rossmann slams Google's inconsistent ban on third-party repair shop ads.
Impacted legitimate businesses like Rossmann Repair, for example. We can read further down in the same policy update, quote, "When we see an increase in misleading or predatory behaviors in specific categories, we take additional action. For example, we've banned ads for payday loans and bail bonds services and developed advanced verification programs to fight fraud in areas like local locksmith services and addiction treatment centers." That's a good thing. I'm not here to condemn everything that YouTube tries to do or inadequately represent their efforts to combat fraud and abuse on the platform. But one thing is made abundantly clear by this, and that is their willingness to exclude entire sub-industries from their advertising portal or develop custom solutions to prevent harm by specific types of scams. Well, what about the Mr. Beast ones? A lot of people watch.
Okay, so the YouTube ads were the YouTube blocking ads was the way they approached it was to keep their users safe from fraudulent advertisements, scam ads. All right, ads aren't ads are scams. All right, ads aren't real, and I get that. It makes sense. It's smart.
Watching right now have likely seen at least a couple of these, but thanks to a YouTube archivist named Rebane, I'll have his Twitter profile linked down
the
below
fake Mr. Beast ads.
I was able to get a snapshot of just how enormous this network of scam advertising really is. All right, now it's time to discuss the longest running singular supported brand on this entire channel by far, which is Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN, a virtual private network, and VPNs protect you from a number of different things. A friend of mine once called them the internet condoms, if you will. I thought that was kind of a funny comparison. No cybersecurity solution.
Also, real quick, like if YouTube was trying to protect their users from ads or from fraudulent ads, then why block ad blockers? Maybe am I missing something? I'm probably missing something. I'm probably misheard something or something, but I don't know.
IP protection, modification, and more. I make this a point to mention every single time now, Surfshark operates completely separate infrastructure from NordVPN, and Surfshark also maintains a warrant canary, which is an excellent thing to have for a service like this. If you click the link down below using promo code Echelon, you can take advantage of a special Black Friday offer with up to 6 months for free. Again, that's promo code Echelon with the link down below in the description for a community-wide Black Friday special offer. Big thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring the channel. Let's take a look at the data. Keep in mind, this data only contains the scam adverts that a single individual archivist was personally served while browsing the platform from December of 2022 to May of 2023.
This is just
roughly 6 months.
So this is just the info from a single person that that collected this information. It's not, there are millions, millions of people who watch YouTube on a daily basis. So this does not include them. This is just one person from all of them.
When logging the ads, the URLs, the channels they came from, the amount of time they stayed up, the number of views they accrued in that time frame, basically every single bit of data they could compile, which is incredible. Again, big thank you to Rebane for making this data available to me for the sake of the video. The findings are pretty intense.
Holy crap.
Collectively, the ads that appeared in his feed alone accrued almost 2 million views. These scams, on average, were active for over 2 days before being taken down, and once they did get removed, they would immediately resurface, posted by a fresh account with nearly identical branding, often garnering hundreds of thousands of views again within a day or two. In essence, a revolving door of Mr. Beast giveaway scams that a very, very large subset of the YouTube population has likely seen multiple times. Now, it's important to clarify here that there can be a hefty amount of survivorship bias, because the ads that are filtered automatically by features of the platform obviously won't show up in the data itself. But the point is to illustrate that from a single individual perspective, the network as a whole is far, far larger than this, we can see dozens of channels pushing a self-evident scam to millions of people in the span of just a few months where Rebane decided to track them. Obviously, that's not good, just on its face, but what does it have to do with ad block? Well, we already know that YouTube is willing to penalize sub-industries on the platform because of a broader malicious pattern, so why not this one? Furthermore, by dedicating their resources to preventing the use of ad block, they are fundamentally forcing more people to see deceptive ads. In the case of the Mr. Beast giveaways, the majority appear on mobile, where ad blocking is a different creature entirely, but you don't have to go far to find more examples. This right here is a channel called US Relief Program, using AI-fabricated voices of politicians, like Joe Biden as one example, or celebrities even, to promote a relief program, it says, that is really just an ongoing scam with hundreds of thousands of collective views, which has been going, for this channel, for over a year, and utilizes the advertising platform to spread its reach. I can continue with individual examples, but the point is to demonstrate a wider pattern. Whether it's overtly sexualized ads that somehow slip past the automated filters, leading to applications that are sometimes even suspended from the Google Play Store, meaning that the right hand of the company is effectively banning content that the left hand of the company is accepting money from and promoting, or scams for government relief programs and giveaways, YouTube has plenty of work that needs to be done cleaning out the cesspit of their own ad space. Instead, well, maybe not instead, but as they quite obviously struggle to perform that one singularly important task, they devote resources to stripping users of their ability to even use adblock, thereby forcing them to be bombarded by this type of advertisement, whereas when utilizing ad blocking software, they weren't. Hopefully everyone can see why that's a ridiculous consumption of resources.
Yeah, that's crazy. So YouTube wants to protect their viewers or their users from fraudulent ads, and so they ban ad blockers. But banning ad blockers is keeping, or is keeping those same users from protecting themselves from fraudulent ads that are scam ads that managed to slip by YouTube's watch or YouTube security. Okay, I think I get it.
Now, the question looming in my mind is why? Why put resources into disabling adblock when adblocking users aren't even a lion's share of the overall population, and the average experience for those able to see ads has consistently degraded for what feels like the past couple of years? The truth is, a relatively small number of people on YouTube actually have adblock because the majority of YouTube traffic is mobile. That's obviously different for different channels, but the broader YouTube market is dominated by mobile phone traffic, where ad blocking is far less prominent.
Sorry, I was hearing like some beeping outside of here. Like it was somebody's alarm or some shit going on out there. It was weird.
Than PC. Well, near as I can tell, maybe it's because the number of advertising dollars that YouTube is able to rake in has been decreasing since the relative peak in fourth quarter 2021.
Okay.
That's obviously not set in stone, things fluctuate highly, but when a corporation is used to relative growth at a consistent pace, jet fueled by the recent COVID pandemic and the resulting browsing habits that were formed during lockdowns and extended leave, the stagnation of that growth pattern isn't just notable, it's alarming. Alarming to them, not me. I don't care about how much money Google makes, because I don't have the same sort of number always go up imperative that they do. Anyway, Not only are they focusing on stopping the relatively small subset of their user base who choose to use adblock, they're also migrating to something called Manifest v3 in 2024, it seems, that will negatively impact the entire concept of ad blocking on Chrome, which is the largest browser by market share in the world, making it so that not only is it more difficult for you to block ads on YouTube, it's more difficult for you to block ads, period. Financially beneficial to them, maybe, depending on resources spent versus how many people actually stop using the programs as a result and then watch the ads.
Okay.
But guess what? That's not what's happening. Yeah, people aren't just throwing their hands up in the air and saying, oh, well, gosh, golly gee, the company told me that ad block is against terms of service. Better watch those ads now, all of them. Right. People are just migrating to alternatives that manage to continue circumventing the new measures.
And like what I've heard, like YouTube or Google owns YouTube, or YouTube owns, or it's owned by Google. I think, yeah, YouTube is owned by Google in my opinion, from what I can tell, right? And what people are, well, Google is also trying to crack down on ads. But if I remember correctly, there's this web browser called Opera GX. You might have heard of it because the other YouTubers have been sponsored by them, and they've made videos saying, hey, this video is sponsored by Opera GX, blah, blah, blah. From what I can tell, I believe Opera GX has their own innate ad blocker. So Opera GX comes with its own ad blocker. So if YouTube wants to block ads, and YouTube wants part is owned by Google or whatever, and Google is also starting to make moves to block ads, then I mean, not block ads, but block ad blockers, then people will just end up migrating to things like Opera GX, where they don't have to worry about ads because Opera GX has an innate ad blocker itself, and it's easy. Apparently, you can like easily migrate all of your stuff, all of your tabs and everything like that, from all of your favorites, all of your bookmarks from Google Chrome to Opera GX. And so, people are just like, all right, well, time to abandon ship. In my opinion, this is a very bad move on YouTube's side, because people aren't going to just accept having to watch ads. They're just going to leave YouTube and leave Google and just use something like Opera GX, or find other ways to browse the internet that where they don't have to worry about ads. So yeah.
In fact, as a direct result of the media tidal wave and public outcry, according to a statement from the ad blocking software company AdGuard after the first round of experiments that Google ran, daily installations went from an average of 6,000 to 11,000, peaking at 52,000 on October 18th after the test was implemented by Google, attempting to shut down the use of ad block on YouTube. AKA, it's not going to work. It's just going to perpetuate a back and forth struggle, much the same way cybersecurity firms are constantly fighting to stop hackers from exploiting systems. And hackers are constantly trying to circumvent the security in place. One side might seem a bit more advanced than the other at a particular point in time, thus perceived to be winning right then, but no side ever actually does win. They just dance around each other, consuming resources in what is ultimately an unwinnable tug-of-war match. The point is, YouTube is devoting time and resources to stripping their user base of the ability to block ads in what has to be some of the most misguided attempts at increasing ad revenue I've ever seen.
Right, so they're trying to increase their own ad revenue by blocking ad blockers or keeping viewers or users from using ad blockers, which then allows, I see the point of doing that, but at the same time, the fraudulent ads that slip by YouTube are still making their way to, those same viewers and users that YouTube is trying to protect their audience from. So that's whatever.
Meanwhile, they are, as a direct result,
it's a waste of money,
forcing that subset of their user base to witness what seems to be a growing percentage of clearly malicious advertising on their platform.
There you go.
But the actual thing that they achieved thus far is a spike in the download metrics for alternative ad blockers. Effectively, the current state of YouTube advertising is a complete disaster, as per the title, where the company's misaligned goals are just flat out detrimental to their own users. I don't think they intend it to be that way. Obviously, they take drastic measures elsewhere to mitigate harmful advertising. I'm not saying that they don't, but the current decision-making pattern makes absolutely no sense whatsoever and reeks of corporate desperation. That's it. If you want to support the channel, check out the links down below. Surfshark, the video sponsor, of course. Monthly memberships like Locals and Patreon if you want to support that way. Plus, we have a full merchandise line launching soon, fully customized by Agent Inc., but I'll have more details in the next couple of weeks. As always, question everything and have a nice night.
All right. So, yeah, that's the end of the video. So, I guess, I don't know, man. YouTube is making moves that's costing them dearly. You know what I'm saying? People are finding other ways. YouTube is trying to act like they are the only boss in town or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Since they are owned by Google or whatever, or partnered with. No, I think they're owned by Google. But they're acting like other people don't have options. They're acting like that one chick who thinks her coochie is so good that nobody can top her, and that she deserves everything, when you have options, and she doesn't see that. But anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you use Opera GX? Is it ad free? What do you think about YouTube trying to block ad blockers? Do you have an ad blocker? Because you saw me watching this YouTube video, and I didn't see any ads pop up on my screen, and I don't see any YouTube premium flag on my YouTube channel as well. So but that's besides the point. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, link to the video and link to the channel will both be in the description below. So be sure to check out Upper Echelon. And while you're there, don't forget to do those 3 things that I like to ask you to do. And like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell for more videos. Yeah. And you know what it is after that. In case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace. Much love to you.